Hi, I am Mike of Near Left Dice. This is the Kerbal Space Program. Much to my surprise, I managed to get around Moho. Even more to my surprise, I seem to have some Delta V left. I have set up a maneuver to correct my inclination. I think I'm going the right way. I need an inclination between 84.9 and 85.5. My inclination is currently 83, so I need a very, very small change in my inclination. Now, given that I'm using very small ion engines, in fact, engine, singular, even this tiny maneuver is going to take 4 seconds. So that's going to be fun. Anyway, so I'm trying to get to this orbit here, this red orbit. And then I want to do a couple of scans. And then I'm going to get a contract, which, to be perfectly honest, I was not thinking I was going to get. I was thinking there was no way I'm going to get this. Because I didn't think I had anything like enough Delta V left. But it looks like I am, in fact, going to be okay. So I'm just going to go now. A bit more. Right, so now I have the right inclination. Sweet. So I get rid of that. That's fine. Maneuver. Which one's that one? Is that my Perry? Nope, that's my Apo. So now I want to bring my periapsis between 493. So let's chuck in some. Oh, that's a bit much. Okay, so this is going to be quite a delicate maneuver. This. Right, 493 and 497. So I need to go. Okay. So I need to do 74.9. And normally you'd kind of think that's going to be quite tough to do, kind of tough to get that kind of accuracy. But given that I've got an ion engine, that tiny burn of 70 odd meters a second is in fact going to require over a minute to do. Wow. Oh, is that genuinely 7 hours away? Yep, it's genuinely 7 hours away. Okay. I have to keep an eye on that. My orbit velocity is 130.2 meters a second. So there you go. I guess it really is that far away. That's actually why it was very cheap to do the inclination change here. So there we are, zooming around. And I'm a moron. I didn't set up the alarm clock. I'm a bit late, but it's okay. Right, so I need to just wait until my Perry is between 493 and 497. So it's going to take about a minute. I was a tad late there because I wasn't paying attention, and I forgot to set up an actual alarm for it. Now, I don't think this red orbit here, which is my target orbit, I don't think I need to be that inclination to it, if you see what I mean. My argument of ascending node, I think, is what that would be. Or the longitude of the ascending node. I don't think I need to be that accurate. Apart from anything else, as the planet rotates underneath me, I'll eventually get to there. So I think it only cares about the inclination the apoapsis, the periapsis, and the eccentricity. Right, so that's coming down nicely. So I'll be able to do the advantage of having the really, really awful slow engines is I'll be able to make very, very accurate maneuvers. Heating up though, I'm heating up so much. I've got those great big radiators. I would have thought they'd been okay. I guess I'm going to have to hope that, because once I get into orbit, I will spend a certain amount of time actually behind Moho. And I'm going to have to hope that helps. Anyway. So what am I wanting? 497. So I'm just looking at my periapsis height and seeing, I'm waiting for that to get within 497. So I'm actually, to my surprise, somewhat, using non-full throttle ion engines. Right, that is the correct periapsis. So now we're going to make a maneuver node, and we're going to, let's get rid of all our maneuver nodes. And we're going to put this on the peri. And I want to bring as close as I can to that 497. So it's going to be a little bit more expensive, looks like. Right, that's pretty circular. That should still leave me with some delta V left, which I might need to do other scans. But having said that, if it turns out that, well, I'm going to put in an alarm clock on this one because that's what I forgot to do last time. If it turns out, so it's given me an orbit which is suitable for the low altimetry scan, all the other scanners will work. They will just be suboptimal. So I'm quite happy for that. I'm also going to grab, while I'm still in space high, I'm going to grab that. I'm going to transmit it. I should be okay for, yeah. Because I'm not actually using my batteries right now. So here's a question, material study. Do I want to do that? Oh, actually, no, I've got a thing that I could ask. I get 61 science right now. Let's get rid of precise node. Let's get rid of the engineer for right now. I can bring those back up later if I need them. Let's go and look at science. What's possible right now? While in space, so you can see how much I can possibly get from Mystery Goo. Obviously, I'll only get a fraction of that, and that's fine. But let's Moho. What would help if I could spell Moho? It's 4 letters, couldn't spell it. Moho, and we'll put in space. I've got temperature scans on this thing, huh? So I want to see what the difference is between Mystery Goose space high and space low. So space high is 90 odd. Oh, here you go. Space near is 104. So it's worth waiting for Mystery Goo until I'm near. It's a tiny difference, but never mind. And I want to see what the difference with the material study in space size 224. Right, so I'll wait for material study and mystery goo until I'm in space near. Do I only have the one mystery goo or do I have two? I've got two. I might as well do both. Keep an eye on that. There we go, that was nice and cheap. Got me 21 science, woo! So I do have another one of those, that's great. I've done the gravity scan, haven't I? That's seismic data. Why did I put seismic data on this? It is never going to do... Seismic data is never going to happen. Where's the gravity thing? There's a gravity thing behind me. Yeah, gravioli. Oh, I might as well get that 2.2 science. Ooh, that was... And now I get zero. I get no more. I could only get more by recovering, which ain't never gonna happen. Not on this craft. If I wanted to do that, I'd have to send something like the Mon hopper. I suppose it would be a Moho hopper to get on, actually land, and all that good stuff. Wow, things are taking a while. Let's bring up engineer. I want to keep track of heat. I thought putting stonking great big radiators on this would fix the problem, but apparently not. Okay, this is going to be a 2-minute burn. How exciting. Oh, I've just realised I'm apparently not going to be in space low. Even here, I'm not in space low. Well, there you go, eh? However, if I get this contract, so let's go back to that. If I can get this orbit, I can get this contract, and that's going to be nice. It's going to be a neat thing. I'm also going to be able to get more science. I'm going to get rid of that thing, not helping. I'm going to be able to get more science because as I do those scans, that is going to be science I can then transmit back, and that's going to convert into money. Because I don't need science no more because I've got all the tech tree. And unless I'm going to go and install a whole bunch of extra mods, I'm going to have that forever. So, speed ahead a little bit. Stop speeding ahead. Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. No exciting rocket sounds because these are ion engine. Well, I say these. This singular is an ion engine. So an exciting 2 minutes and 24 seconds. After this, after I finish this, and after I've set the scans going, the plan, such as it is to do the dual mission, because the dual mission is essentially going to be, I think it looks to be the culmination of all the anomaly missions. So I found a bunch of anomalies on Kerbal. They pointed me towards the Mun. The ones on the Mun, and I think they're all of them, then transmitted a signal off to Jewel, and I've now been tasked with going to go have a look at that. And it wants me to send like a scientist and an engineer. I think it's a scientist. It's either a scientist and an engineer or a scientist and a pilot. But I suspect I'm going to try and send one of each. And send them off to Jewel. And I'm just going to do that in one go. Possibly just completely ignoring every other craft. Because I got an alarm up for my Jewel Explorer in 207 days. I got my Elu probe, which I think I have lost. I think it's got the same problem that New Horizons had around Pluto, in that it is simply going too fast to slow down usefully. So I might get to, I mean, that was one of the ones I put. It's actually very similar to this probe. Only it's not going to have all of the temperature warnings on it. You know, it's got a one of everything kind of deal. In fact, I think the Elu probe was the first one I made of those. But in order for any of those to be any of use, it's got to actually be in an orbit, and I just don't have the delta V to get into an orbit. I had to make a course correction because the same thing that happened with this. I had an encounter, I went away, did other things. When I come back, there was no encounter, and I couldn't work out how to get one, and it cost me a lot of delta V. I probably came up with a bad plan to fix it. And I should have... Oh no, I was already burning. What am I doing? Oh, seriously. I was like, oh no! Time to node burn minus several seconds. That means I've missed it. I've missed it because I've been burning this whole time. Oh, what is wrong with my brain? Anyway, the Elu probe is not going to make it. It's not going to get into orbit. I can maybe do some science as it flies by, but that's about it. Pity I can't do more. So I may just ignore it. I actually have another idea, what I might do is, essentially, I get up to the point where, if I get to this point where the Elu probe kind of pops up and says, "Oh, do me, do me," I save the game at that point with a Elu probe. Completely ignore it, go off and do the Jewel thing, and then I can just go back to that saved game and do the Elu thing, and then I can say, yes, I got all the Elu stuff. Possibly, if I'm very clever, merge those two save files, but I don't know if that's even a doable thing. 35 seconds to go. Anyway, that's the plan. I need to design a thing for Jewel, because I'm going to want to have it, one of each, so 3 scientists, maybe a lander. I quite like the idea of there being a lander. So I could do lots of Jewel things, not just go to that, whatever that signal was sent to, instead of just going there and having a look at it. The possibility of going to each of the moons and doing stuff on each of the moons, and I'm going to want something that can do refueling. So something that goes down, grabs and comes back up and then refuels the ship. That might be a cool thing. A Mun hopper style thing. They could possibly be the same thing, in fact, but a Mun hopper style thing that can go onto a Mun and then go around lots of biomes, maybe. I'm going to want at least one. Oh, we're getting very close. About to stop. One set of satellites for doing. Oh, that's looking good. That's Trez. What's it complaining about? Apoapsis is still too high. Now what are you complaining about? Eccentricity. Oh, the eccentricity is going the wrong way. Oh, right, okay, okay. So I'm just fiddling with this to try and get the get the eccentricity correct. So I need a very, very low eccentricity. But I'm sufficiently far away from there we go, how's that? Oh no, okay. So every time I make a change, it flops back to. Now what are you complaining about? Right, my apoapsis height is still too high. Gosh darn it. So let's go retrograde. This is so fiddly. So is that that's bringing my eccentricity up though, I think. So I'm just a little bit too my apoapsis is just a little bit too far, but now my eccentricity is wrong, which I don't quite understand. Oh wait. Oh, I see. I need to add a maneuver there, and bring it in. Okay, right. So ridiculously tiny delta V to do this. So I didn't quite get it right. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it there. I mean, it looks like I'm going to get it. I just need to do a tiny adjustment at the other end. And I'll be fine. So I'm just going to say, yay, success. Oh, this is so stupid. So I'm going to say thanks very much for watching. Do hit like and subscribe if you've been enjoying these videos. Find Near Enough Dice at nearenoughdice.com. We're also on Facebook and Twitter. In fact, I can probably just do it here, even though I'm a minute away. Oh, now is my parry now broken? I now broke my parry by doing that. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Well, anyway, it's going to go back and forwards a bit, no doubt, and I am going to call it there. So thanks so much for watching, like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff, and until next time, reach for the stars.